Today we will learn about the gripping and dramatic events unfolding on CBS, beloved daytime drama. The bold and the beautiful recent developments have turned the lives of several characters upside down, particularly involving Luna Steffi Forster Poppy, and a shocking revelation that alters everything Luna believed about her own identity. The turmoil begins at the art school, where Luna and Steffi are locked in a tense and dangerous confrontation. Luna, emotionally unstable and deeply enraged, is holding a gun, making the situation incredibly volatile. Steffi, known for her courage and strength, finds herself suddenly vulnerable, realizing that Luna's anger could lead to a catastrophic tragedy at any moment. Meanwhile, Poppy receives alarming news about Luna's confrontation with Steffi and immediately becomes overwhelmed with panic and dread. Understanding the severity of the situation, Poppy rushes frantically to the art school, determined to prevent tragedy and protect her daughter, Luna, from making an irreversible mistake. When Poppy arrives at the school, she witnesses firsthand the intensity of Luna's emotional breakdown. Poppy quickly pleads with Luna, desperately, urging her to put the gun down and reconsider her actions. Yet Luna, upon seeing Poppy's sudden arrival, is only further enraged. Luna bitterly blames her mother, accusing Poppy of being responsible for the darkness and despair that have overshadowed Luna's entire life. Luna's resentment toward Poppy runs deep, fueled by years of feeling abandoned, unloved and deceived. As Luna vents her anger toward Poppy, she still remains fixated on Steffi, blaming her for preventing Luna from establishing a meaningful connection with her supposed father, Dr. John Finn. Finn again. Luna's desire to meet and know Finn has long been thwarted, leading to escalating resentment and emotional torment. Luna believes that Steffi has maliciously blocked any opportunity for Luna to find the paternal love and acceptance she desperately craves. Recognizing that Luna's violent intentions are about to explode, Poppy realizes she has no choice but to reveal a devastating secret she has hidden. For your secret she hoped she would never have to share under such dire circumstances. With a heavy heart, Poppy confesses the shocking truth to Luna, stating unequivocally that Finn is not Luna's biological father. The revelation hangs in the air, momentarily freezing Luna's aggressive stance and leaving her utterly stunned. Poppy, overwhelmed with emotion, continues explaining that the man Luna believed to be her father was actually not related to her at all. In fact, Finn had never been her biological father. Poppy had intentionally falsified multiple DNA tests to conceal the truth about Luna's true paternity. As Luna listens, still gripping the gun, she struggles to process this life-altering revelation, her entire world suddenly collapsing around her. Determined to finally set the record straight, Poppy delivers yet another shock, revealing that Luna's biological father is none other than the powerful and influential Bill Spencer. This news completely shatters Luna's preconceived notions of her family and identity. Luna stands frozen, speechless and emotionally overwhelmed by the revelation that she is, in fact, Bill Spencer's daughter, not Fence. In that instant, Luna fully realizes the gravity and futility of her actions. Her primary reason for kidnapping Steffi and Dill and her desperate desire to access Finn suddenly appears meaningless. Danger, resentment and hostility she directed towards Steffi were misguided, rooted entirely in falsehoods created by Poppy's previous deception. Faced with the truth, Luna is forced to confront the enormity of her mistakes and the damage she has already caused. Trembling and emotionally broken, Luna slowly lowers the gun, realizing that she cannot undo the pain inflicted on those around her. Her anger dissipates, replaced by deep sadness, regret and confusion. Steffi and Dylan, both witnessing this astonishing emotional breakdown, remain anxiously silent and sure of Luna's next move. Recognizing the chaos she created and understanding she must take responsibility for her actions, Luna decides to immediately release Steffi and Dylan from captivity. With tears streaming down her face, Luna apologizes sincerely, expressing profound remorse for the trauma she has caused them. Luna then urges them to leave, stating firmly that she poses no further threat. Steffi and Dylan, relieved but still deeply shaken, cautiously exit the scene, grateful to escape unharmed but forever altered by the harrowing experience as Luna is left alone. With Poppy, the room fills with heavy silence and emotional tension. Luna confronts Poppy directly, demanding answers about why she would deceive her own daughter for so many years. Poppy tearfully explains her reasoning, revealing her fear of Bill Spencer's powerful influence, complicated past and turbulent relationships. Poppy admits her misguided attempt to protect Luna from potential heartache and turmoil by falsifying DNA results, hoping Finn's steady and compassionate presence would offer Luna greater stability. Luna, feeling betrayed yet somewhat empathetic to Poppy's flawed motives, still struggles to process the seismic shift in her identity. She realizes that her sense of self, relationships, and emotional stability have been built upon a foundation of lies. The truth brings immense pain, but also clarity. Luna now understands that the darkness clouding her life resulted not from Steffi's actions or Finn's absence, but from years of deception and unresolved issues within her relationship with Poppy. Determined to find clarity and emotional healing, Luna decides she needs space, time, and solitude to fully process this new reality. Choosing not to run from accountability, Luna openly acknowledges her mistakes, prepared to face the legal and emotional consequences of her actions when the time comes. For now, Luna simply wishes to step back, seeking quiet reflection and healing from the profound emotional wounds she has sustained in the aftermath. Steffi, Dylan, and their families are left grappling with lingering trauma, attempting to regain emotional balance after their terrifying ordeal. Rich, Taylor, and especially Finn experience relief that the situation did not end in irreversible tragedy, but the incident leaves profound emotional scars. Finn, who himself feels deeply confused and shocked by the revelation that Luna is not his daughter, struggles with mixed emotions, relief that Luna's actions were not directed personally toward him, but sadness at the severed connection he thought existed between them. News of Luna's true paternity reaches Bill Spencer, setting the stage for new tensions and emotional confrontations within the Spencer and Forrester families. Bill, stunned by the sudden revelation of another daughter, wrestles with the implications of this discovery, pondering how this newfound relationship might reshape his life, relationships, and future. The impact of Luna's true parentage promises to send shockwaves throughout the entire social landscape, forever altering family dynamics, relationships, and power structures within the bold and the beautiful as Luna begins her journey toward emotional recovery and self-discovery. And Finnegan families brace themselves for ongoing repercussions and shifting alliances caused by this unexpected revelation. Poppy too must face the harsh consequences of her prolonged deception, understanding the depth of the damage inflicted upon her daughter's sense of self and emotional well-being. Today's dramatic turn of events marks a critical turning point in the lives of Luna, Steffi, Finn, Poppy, and Bill Spencer. Relationships have been shattered, rebuilt, and reshaped in ways previously unimaginable. Each character now embarks on a journey toward healing, understanding, and reconciliation, forever transformed by Luna's devastating confrontation and Poppy's earth-shattering confession. Next, we're diving head-first into the electrifying chaos that is set to unfold on The Bold and the Beautiful during the week of July 7 to 11th. Brace yourselves, because the drama is about to hit an all-time high with shocking betrayals, life-altering decisions, and a violent showdown that will leave the Forrester and Spencer families reeling. We're unpacking every jaw-dropping detail from Luna's dangerous vendetta to a hospital in crisis, and the devastating aftermath that will reshape relationships forever. So grab your popcorn and settle in for a roller coaster ride through Los Angeles' most tumultuous soap opera saga. Let's start with the heart of this week's storm. Luna Nozawa. Her simmering resentment towards Steffi Forrester has boiled over into a full-blown mission of vengeance, and it's about to send shockwaves through everyone's lives. Armed with a gun and fueled by a thirst for retribution, Luna is no longer the quiet, misunderstood young woman we once knew. Sources close to the set hint that her plan isn't just a spontaneous act of rage, but a carefully orchestrated scheme, possibly involving an unknown ally who's been feeding her intel on Steffi's every move as Luna stalks her prey through the luxurious halls of Forrester Creations. The tension is palpable, but here's the kicker: Luna might not be the only one with a weapon in hand. Whispers of a second shooter have surfaced, suggesting that this confrontation could escalate into a deadly crossfire. Imagine the scene. They are thick with hostility, the glint of steel in more than one hand, and the sound of gunfire echoing through the building. This isn't just a duo. It's a potential bloodbath waiting to unfold. As the chaos erupts, the body count begins to rise faster than anyone could have anticipated. What starts as Luna's singular focus on Steffi spirals into a catastrophic event that claims not one, not two, but 3 victims in a hail of bullets. Picture the grim aftermath, the once pristine office spaces of Forrester creation stained with blood. Paramedics rushing in with stretchers and horrified bystanders screaming as the injured are carted away. Spoilers indicate that only 2 of the 3 victims will survive this horrific ordeal, leaving fans on the edge of their seats wondering, who will make it through? Will it be a beloved hero whose recovery becomes the rallying cry for the family? Or will a villain's demise finally bring a twisted sense of justice? The stakes couldn't be higher, and emotional fallout promises to be as intense as the physical wounds inflicted in the wake of this violent tragedy. The hospital becomes the epicenter of desperation and hope. The medical team, led by the tireless trio of Lee Finnegan, Grace Buckingham and Bridget Forrester, is thrust into overdrive as they battle against the clock to save lives. The operating rooms are a hive of activity, with surgeons barking orders, machines beeping frantically, and the weight of each decision hanging heavy in the air. Lee, known for her steely resolve, pushes her team to their limits, refusing to let exhaustion slow them down. Grace brings a compassionate touch to the chaos, comforting distraught family members who crowd the waiting area, while Bridget channels her years of expertise into every suture and incision. But despite their Herculean efforts, not everyone will walk out of there. The loss of a key character looms large, and sources suggest that this death will be a turning point for the show, an event so monumental that it could alter the dynamics of entire storylines for months to come. Will we be mourning the loss of a fan favorite? Or will the passing of a darker figure bring unexpected relief to the survivors as the dust settles and the shock of the shootings begins to wear off? The blame game kicks into high gear with a ferocity that could rival the gunfire itself. All eyes turn to Dollar Bill Spencer, whose controversial decision to secure a pardon for Luna is now under intense scrutiny. The whispers in the corridors of power are growing louder. Had Luna remained behind bars, would this tragedy have been averted? Bill, typically inflappable in the face of criticism, finds himself at the center of a firestorm as family members and foes alike point accusing fingers. Some speculate that Bill's motives for helping Luna weren't purely altruistic. Rumors swirl of a hidden agenda, perhaps tied to a long-buried secret about Luna's past or her connection to the Spencer empire. The weight of guilt and public condemnation bears down on Bill, but his personal empire faces an even greater threat as he grapples with accusations that his actions directly endangered lives. The courtroom drama that could follow potential lawsuits or even criminal charge adds another layer of intrigue to an already explosive situation. But the shootings aren't the only crisis tearing through Bill's world. This week, his son Liam Spencer emerges as a central figure in the unfolding drama, pulling at Bill's heartstrings in ways he never expected. Spoilers reveal that Liam finds himself tangled in the aftermath of the violence, possibly as a witness, a victim, or even an unintended target. Bill, driven by paternal instinct, drops everything to race to Liam's side, his usual swagger replaced by and filtered fear for his child's safety. The scenes between father and son are rumored to be emotionally charged, with long-simmering tensions over past betrayals bubbling to the surface amid the current crisis. Will this harrowing experience finally bridge the gap between Bill and Liam, forging a stronger bond through shared trauma? Or will it expose new fractures in their already strained relationship? Insiders hint that Liam's involvement in this week's events might also tie him to Luna in unexpected ways, potentially unraveling a web of secrets that could redefine his place in the family beyond the immediate carnage and personal reckonings. The ripple effects of this week's events promise to reshape the landscape of the bold and the beautiful in ways we can't yet fully predict. The Forrester family, already no stranger to scandal and heartbreak, will need to rally together like never before to weather this storm. Expect to see unexpected alliances form as rivals put aside their differences to honor the fallen or protect the vulnerable. Meanwhile, the specter of Luna action sand, whoever else pulled a trigger, will loom large over every interaction, casting doubt on who can truly be trusted. Is there more to Luna's vendetta than meets the eye? Could she have been a pawn in a larger game orchestrated by a master manipulator still lurking in the shadows? The answers to these burning questions will keep viewers glued to their screens, desperate for each new episode to peel back another layer of this gripping deep into the heart-pounding drama. surrounding a beach house confrontation on The Bold and the Beautiful that has left the Forrester and Finnegan families in utter turmoil. This week's episodes promise a whirlwind of violence, heartbreak and deception that could redefine relationships and alter destinies forever. With Luna Nozawa at the center of a violent outburst, Dr. Lee Finnegan poised to orchestrate a shocking ruse, and a tangled web of family ties complicating every move. There's no shortage of suspense. So buckle up as we explore the chaos, the casualties and the potential for one of the most audacious schemes in soap opera history. Let's set the stage with the explosive incident that's got everyone talking at a seemingly serene beach house. A clash of epic proportions unfolds as Luna, Nozar, driven by a storm of emotion and unresolved grudges, turns a heated argument into a deadly encounter. Wielding a gun with trembling hands, Luna targets Steffi Forrester, her eyes blazing with a mix of desperation and rage over past betrayals. The confrontation isn't just a private showdown. It's a public spectacle witnessed by horrified family members who are powerless to intervene before tragedy strikes. Spoilers suggest that this isn't a random act of violence, but the culmination of months of pent-up frustration, possibly fueled by whispered encouragements from a mysterious figure in Luna's life. As the situation spirals out of control, the once idyllic beach house becomes a battlefield with shattered glass, overturned furniture, and the chilling echo of gunfire marking a day no one will forget. The aftermath of Luna's rampage is nothing short of catastrophic. 3 individuals are caught in the crossfire, each fighting for their lives as paramedics rush to the scene amid cries of panic and despair. The sandy shores outside the beach house are stained with blood, a grim reminder of how quickly peace can turn to peril in Los Angeles. Elite circles, emergency responders work feverishly to stabilize the victims while onlookers grapple with the surreal horror of seeing loved ones gunned down in a place meant for relaxation and refuge. Spoilers hint that the identities of the injured are tied to key players in the ongoing Forrester-Finnegan saga, raising the emotional stakes even higher as ambulances speed toward the hospital. The question haunts everyone who will survive this brutal attack, and who will succumb to their wounds under the harsh fluorescent lights of there at the hospital. The tension is palpable as the medical team leaps into action to save the victims. Dr. Lee Finnegan, alongside the skilled hands of Dr. Grace Buckingham and Bridget Forrester, takes charge of the emergency surgeries with a steely determination that masks her personal turmoil. The operating rooms buzz with urgent surgeons call for instruments. Monitors beep in a frantic rhythm, and every second feels like an eternity as they battle to stem the tide of blood loss. Lee, known for her fierce loyalty to family, oversees the most critical case with an intensity that borders on obsession. Her mind racing with thoughts beyond mere medical protocol. Grace offers a calming presence, murmuring words of hope to distraught relatives, pacing the waiting room while Bridget's expertise shines as she navigates complex procedures under pressure. Tragically, despite their tireless efforts, one life slips through their fingers, leaving the team and grieving families to confront an irreversible loss. But whispers circulate that this death might not be as final as it seems. Could Lee be contemplating the scheme to rewrite the narrative? Indeed, the heart of this week's drama lies in Dr. Lee Finnegan's potential for deception, a tactic she's wielded before with chilling precision. Lee has a history of bending reality to shield her loved ones, most notably in 2022 when she faked her own death to protect her adoptive son, Finn, after a brutal attack by Sheila Carter. Now with Lunar niece and Finn's biological daughter facing dire consequences for her actions at the beach house, they might be plotting a repeat performance. Imagine the scenario. Lee, standing over Luna and Noir, makes the harrowing decision to pronounce her dead to the world while secretly arranging for her to be spirited away to a hidden recovery location. This isn't just speculation. It's a move that aligns perfectly with Lee's past behavior, driven by an unyielding need to safeguard her family from legal repercussions and dangerous influences. Some sources speculate that Lee may have already secured a discreet facility, perhaps a remote clinic outside the city, where Luna could heal in total secrecy, far from prying eyes and the long arm of the law. The motivations behind such a drastic act are as complex as the Finnegan family tree itself. Luna isn't merely a distant relative. She's deeply entwined in the clan as Finn's daughter with Poppy Nozawa, making her Lee's adoptive granddaughter as well. Add to this the sinister shadow of Sheila Carter, Luna's biological grandmother and a notorious manipulator, and the urgency of Lee's protective instincts becomes crystal clear. By faking Luna's death, Lee could be shielding her from a prison sentence that would crush any chance of redemption, not to mention keeping her out of Sheila's toxic or beta threat. Lee understands all too well from personal experience, beyond legal and familial concerns. There's a deeper layer to Lee's potential plan, a belief that Luna needs intensive private rehabilitation to address the emotional and psychological turmoil that led to her violent breakdown. A secret recovery away from the public glare of scandal and judgment might be Lee's way of giving Luna a fresh start, even if it means weaving a web of lies to do so. However, such a deception would come at an astronomical cost to the fragile bonds within the family. Finn, who has already endured the pain of his mother's past, falsehoods about life and death, could be pushed to the breaking point if he discovers Lee has manipulated the truth once again. The betrayal would cut deep, potentially shattering their relationship beyond repair. As Finn grapples with yet another instance of trust violated by the woman who raised him. Then there's Poppy, Luna's mother and Lee's own sister. Would Lee allow her to mourn a daughter who isn't truly gone? Adding a cruel layer of grief to an already fractured family dynamic, the ripple effects would extend to Steffi, forced to live with the trauma of nearly losing her life, only to later uncover that her attacker might still be up there. Hidden by a trusted doctor's scheming, the fallout could ignite a feud between the Forresters and Finnegans, with accusations of cover-ups and deceit fueling a firestorm of conflict that makes the beach house shooting seem tame by comparison. Looking ahead.